Drake, are they picking on you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Quit picking on
Boy. Yeah,
you. Okay, Gabe?
Thank
you. All right, so let's go over this practice quiz. Get ready for tomorrow. I'm expecting very good results tomorrow. Okay? Pretty simple, isn't it? All right, so we need to simplify. This left side first, so distribute the 4. Okay, and then add 48. Let's focus here, please. And what's that? 72. And divided by negative 12. So z is negative 6 for number 1. Any questions? Simple, right? Again, just take your time. Simplify first what you can, and then get the variable isolated or alone. Let's see here. I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to bring the 11y over. So I'm going to subtract this. I'm also going to take the negative 5 to the other side, so I'm going to add it. I'm going to do 2 steps at once. The 11y's cancel, the 5's cancel. I get negative 4 equals 35. Divide by negative 4. You can leave it like that if you want. If you want to write it as a decimal, you can do that as well. Or you could write it as a mixed number. All 3 are the same, right? Question? You guys are so smart, this is so easy for you, right? Number 3, another equation we solved. Got a little glitch in this thing now. Got to write stuff multiple times. So I got 18j when I simplify on the left. And 18j minus 12 on the right. So what can I do at this point? An identity, right? Once you see the exact same thing on both sides, that tells you that it's an identity, which means what, Izzy? What's that mean? No. The other one. No. 0 with a line through it, undefined or no solution. But this means there's anything works. So we're going to say all real numbers. Just R for all real numbers. Okay. Any number I put in place as a J is going to work. Okay. If that came out to be a false statement like minus 11, that would never be true. Okay, then we would say no solution, 0 with a line through. So one of those is going to show up tonight. there could be a no solution also. Number 4 is an inequality. So, this is one that's pretty easy, right? Just add 3, divide by 3. What do we got to remember on these inequalities? Sometimes I got to flip that inequality sign. When do I have to do that? Multiply or divide by a negative number, yes. So don't forget about that little detail, right?
Are you able to do the one thing where you divide by 3 on all of them?
What do you mean divide by 3 on all of them?
Like divide 3n by 3, 3 by 3.
Oh, I guess you could do that because 3 goes into all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. I never really do it that way, but that wouldn't be wrong. Because they all have like a common factor of negative of 3, right? So again, we got greater than or equal to. So it's a solid dot, but sometimes it'll be an open circle, right? When we don't have the equal to, so pay attention to that. We're talking about all numbers greater than negative 1, which would be to the right, 0 and up. Sorry, whole number. Number 5, we have another inequality. Got to do some simplification first. Okay, so I get 8 plus 12x when I distribute, and I get 12x minus 24 when I distribute. Remember, negative times a negative is a positive. So I'm going to take the 12x on the right to the left side. I'm going to subtract it. What happens is I don't have any, any x's left. So, is this a true or a false statement? It's true, right? 8 is greater than or equal to negative 24, right? So since it's true, it's another one of those identity type all real number problems. Anything will work that you put in for x. Okay? That can happen on the inequalities. You do not have to graph them if you get an all real number one or a no solution one. Okay? So if you, on an inequality, all real number or no solution, you don't have to do the graph. Just make sure you say that it's all real numbers or no solution. Okay. But anything else, make sure you graph it. All right. Number 6, solving a proportion. So we have 3/8 equals x over 40. Gabe, how do we do those?
You just cross, you cross 1.
Right, cross multiply. So 8 times x and 3 times 40. And then you just do what we've been doing and get x alone. This time we got to divide by 8. What is that, 15?
Yeah.
Any questions? All right, simple, right? So that's what I'm saying. Going to have good results tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sure.
Number 7. 7, 8, 9, we got word problems, but we're just setting up proportions, right? So these are easy word problems. A high school stadium can seat about 60% of the students attending the high school. If there are 230 students enrolled in the high school, how many students can the stadium seat? If necessary, round to the nearest number of students. So it's not a very big high school, but that's okay. Remember, on these, percent always goes over what number? 100, very good. And part over whole. All right, so we've got 60% for this one, so it's going to be 60 over 100. Now, is the 230 the part or the whole? That's the whole, right? There are 230 students in the high school. That's all of them. So we just put X for that. So when we cross multiply, we get 100 times X. I'm just going to use my little trick of using my calculator God gave me. Yeah, the answer is 138, right? But if you use your calculator, handheld calculator, that's fine. So when I divide by 100, I see 2 zeros up top. I see 2 zeros in the bottom. What can I do with those? Take them out, right? So this goes 6 times 23, and that's 138. Okay? Questions? All right, number 8. Lydia's training for the half marathon, which is a 13-mile long race. This morning she ran 8 miles in 58 minutes. Assuming she can maintain that pace, how long will it take her to run the half marathon? Let's pick on Hannah. What was your proportion for number 8?
I have 13 over X equals 15.
So 13 miles over X minutes equals, did you say 8 over 58? 8 miles over 58 minutes. Good. Just be consistent. If you go miles over minutes on one side, make sure you do miles over minutes on the other. You could have went miles over miles if you wanted. All right, then you just go minutes over minutes. Just be consistent, that's all. So 8 times X, and 13 times 58, and then divide by 8. And let's see, what goes into these? 2 goes into this, what, 29 times? 2 goes to this 4 times, that's it as far as those. So what is it, 90 something? 94.25. Yeah, so a little over an hour and a half.
You have to convert that into
No. I don't think so.
If you did.
No. Yeah, if you converted it to hours, that's fine, but you didn't have to. It didn't say how many minutes or how many hours, it did tell you which way. But since they gave us the original information in minutes, I just kept it in minutes. Other questions? Okay. Number 9, a sawyer person who cuts down trees. That's what a sawyer is. Wants to know the height of a tree. He measures or she measures the shadow of his friend. I guess the shadow of his friend who is 5 feet tall and standing beside the tree. And measures the shadow of the tree. If his friend's shadow is 12 feet long and the tree's shadow is 60 feet long, how tall is the tree? So basically it's just, he's got a 5-foot friend standing, and the sun's up here, so it casts a 12-foot shadow. You got a little right triangle here, basically. Then you got the tree. that we don't know how tall it is, but its shadow is 60 feet. So we got similar triangles there. So again, you're just setting up a proportion. Derek, what proportion would you set up?
5 over 12,
Okay,
x over 60.
good. That'll work. Again, just be consistent. If you went 5 over x, then you go 12 over 60. Okay? Just be consistent. All right, so we got 12x equals 300 when we cross multiply. And then divide by 12. And that came out to 25 feet. That's a pretty tall tree. Questions? All right. So the rest of it, 10, 11, 12. Graphs, I had a graph in here somewhere. There it is. So number 10 gave us a point, -3, 0, and a slope, -1, 3. So what do I do, Robert?
You start at -3, 0. Then you go down 1 over 3.
Right or left over?
Right.
Very good. So down 1, because it was -1, that's our rise. So we go down when it's negative. Run is +3, so that's to the right. So there's number 10. Any questions? All right. Number 11 gave us an equation, 5x plus y equals 4. And said, put it in slope-intercept form. Autumn, what does that mean? Right, I'll get y by itself. So all we have to do is subtract 5x. So we get y equals -5x when we subtract it, plus 4. All right, so Abigail, what do I do when I get that to graph it?
Use 4 to use y intercept.
1,
So you
2,
count 4.
4.
And then the slope is 5, so -5. So you go down 5 and another 1.
Right. If it's a whole number like that, make it, 5 over 1 or whatever over 1. All right, so let's go down 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. So we got a little bit more to look at. Any questions on number 11? I've had a few people that weren't sure about that one. Good? Okay, so this is number 11. This is number 10. And then 12. We're supposed to find intercepts, right? We got -2x minus 2y. All right, so x-intercept. What do I know about the y value for the x-intercept? Alyssa, what's the y value of the x-intercept always? Thank you. So when we put 0 in for y, just cover it up. So you just ask yourself, -2 times what is -6? Go ahead, Alyssa.
Three.
3, good. And then for the y-intercept, x is always what?
0.
0. And we do the same thing, cover up the x, and we got the same answer, right? So 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 3, 0, 3, and connect them. Whoa. Questions? Pretty easy stuff, right? Stuff you learned as freshmen in Algebra 1. Okay? So, like I said, I'm expecting you guys to do really well. So don't get in a hurry and make careless mistakes. Do you have any questions? All right. Good job today. Just relax. Stay in your seats. Till the bell rings, please. Yeah, so, Garrett, you gotta get caught up. Who's not back yet? See? You were on it the whole period.
Oh, no.
Sure about that?
Yeah, you drug out of them.
That's not clear. Sully, you okay?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm sorry, I was on this
You
one.
got the cookies caught up? Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, I should be able to.
Hurry up and work fast.
That's safe.
I don't know what's going on.
€2.
Uh,
Some of this like.
That's so funny.
My parents
Yes, ma'am.
Also, I love the covered up app.
Yeah.
They could be fellowship around here, fellowship.
This man is different. I'm just putting that down.
It's like melting around the end, like nothing. I don't really. That's why I only like the one. I